Welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly whiskey, wine, and all things barrel aged podcast. And it's National Bourbon Day.
So in post, please edit and put like some fireworks and a little cut scene. Because all that amazing work we do in post, I just can't wait to see it.
Buddies.
Barrel. Buddies. Barrel. Like, is this all these guys are going to do during this video?
Buddies. Ooh, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
I'll
was
edit
great.
that in post too. I just was feeling the National Bourbon Day, like we're the National Bourbon Day band. Oh,
So,
yeah.
not to discount National Bourbon Day, but is there like a day of everything now? There's like just
There is,
you know, ice cream day and burger day, and
I'll give you a
now we
Bourbon
have
Day.
National Bourbon Day.
It is National Bourbon Day. I do want to celebrate and give the little blurb here.
Sure.
It's actually it's America's Native Spirit Day, June 14th, which is also Flag Day today.
Oh, very cool.
Salute the flag. There's something about bourbon that's just captured our global attention. In North America, sales have soared, and in the United States, where bourbon originates, one of the nation's most popular whiskey makers reserved a decision to water down its recipe in an effort to meet worldwide demand. Some say the rise in bourbon sales is due to growth in small batch and single barrel bourbon in the 90s, while others say it has to do with the resurgence and popularity of hard liquor swilling characters and settings on television shows such as Mad Men and Boardwalk Empire. Whatever the reason, you'll want to raise a glass to the sweetened ambered spirit on June 14th as we celebrate the splendor of the great whiskey on National Bourbon Day.
Some online here, we have some National Bourbon Day activities you could participate in, such as mixing up a bourbon-based cocktail,
Okay.
hosting a bourbon tasting party,
Uh-huh.
and my favorite, watch the masters at work from the comfort of your armchair.
The Barrel Buddies live on Wednesday night. Good job.
So there you go. It's National Bourbon Day, and we figured we would talk to you guys today about what we've enjoyed so far of 2023.
Yeah, what have been, it's basically halfway through the year.
Yeah.
So what have been kind of our standout pours and what have been some big faves? And we thought we'd just kind of revisit those and share those with you tonight.
So exciting because, again, guys, if you've been watching the show that we've gone through some difficult times with what we've been drinking.
But I'm going to shock you. I'm going to shock you all because you might even look at our table. For those of you watching on YouTube, you may look at our table and go, wait, there's something out there that does not look right. And don't worry. We're here to talk about it.
And I think our camera just took a big dump again. So we may be out of pocket. Give it a second here. And
you want me to reach up there?
Yeah, if you could do a little button press since you're there, and we'll see if it kicks back over. Oh, no, that didn't do anything. Can you see it on that screen?
Movie recording starts with the movie button.
Okay, do the little half press on the camera. And then does the screen kind of, nope, now we see your mug on there. All right, there it goes. It's good. Come back. Bring it in. Mrs. Askins sees us. We're back. We're good.
Okay,
Let's leave it be.
This is going to be a thing tonight.
We'll see how far we get. We're just gonna roll. We're not gonna try not to disrupt the touch of the
We're turning
table.
on Super Chat for those of you that would like to donate to a new camera. We'd really appreciate it on National Bourbon Day. Reach into your pockets and hearts.
I hate to talk to people with hat in hand, but we're
Please.
we're kind of there.
It sounds like it's time to get a new camera.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure that out. But we do
So-
need to upgrade. This thing's super old. Okay.
It's time to talk about maybe our first pour. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Where
Where do you want to start?
I'll let you start.
Cool. I'm going to start with what you can't see on the camera, and I'm going to bring it into focus.
What do you got?
I pulled out the old Granddad 114.
Let me tell you,
This
for
year's
those,
release.
and most people know, it is insane. The popularity of OGD, Old Granddad 114, has erupted over the past 2 to 3 years. Thank you. Oh man, people lose their minds over it. And again, this is like what, $30 bottle?
$30, and they should be losing their mind on this. If you
Yeah.
can, and there are still some places that still have this bottle, and you should go get this. This is 114 proof Old Granddad. Old Granddad itself is actually a really fine bourbon. Now you're going to ramp this up to a 114 proof bourbon. Incredible. Even more incredible is who's actually on the label of Old Granddad. It's Basil Hayden.
It's a wonderful Jim Beam product.
Basil Hayden.
And, it's Beam Centauri. And so apparently in 2017, there was a scare. They believed that they were going to discontinue Old Granddad 114.
Too bad.
But that did not happen.
Come back.
And apparently the brand wasn't doing that well. But then Beam rethought its move, and now it's it's insane right now, right? So it's a high rye mash bill from Bean.
Which all that means is
$30,
more than 15% rye. It doesn't mean it's a rye. It's going to be a high corn, high rye. So to me, I think that this is like a 21% rye. I want to say it's a 60% corn, and everything else is malted barley.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to confirm that. I know we have that information somewhere, but I think you're pretty much dead on.
Yeah, it's pretty high corn because that's what gives it such sweetness.
Yep.
The rye spice gives it a great back end. The malted barley really balances out.
It smells so good.
But it's got a great nose.
It's pleasant, right? Like,
this is really good. Good back end.
Ooh, and it's got some spice, that high rye. Oh,
this ain't messing around.
Wow.
This is not messing around. This is why it's in my top so far of the year.
Uncle P. I
was really glad to see Beam put the Old Granddad 114 back out this year. A lot of people were really excited. I was one of them. I was actually out. I had just finished the last of my Old Granddad 114 at home, so I was really glad to stock back up.
Wow, but it packs a punch. It's like a shotgun to the senses.
We just had a little tiny bit, and it's got, again, great sweetness on the palate, super full bodied, really takes over.
It's a thick boy.
And a really great Kentucky hug that just keeps going.
Yeah, it really does. Uncle Punky, welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
What up, Uncle P?
Mrs. Askins, welcome as well. Always good to see you. This is, wow.
Right?
I love it. I mean, here's the thing. $30. There's very few choices in the $30 price range that are going to deliver the quality for what you get. The value is insane. I mean, you're getting so much, and you compare this to a $200, $300, $400 BS marketing bottle that's some 4 to 6 year NDP juice from some somewhere in Kentucky or Indiana, and it doesn't compare. It doesn't even.
I'm going to tell you, I would put this up against the new Stag. None of the old Stag Juniors. I wouldn't put this up against any of the old Stag Juniors.
This needs to go into a blind.
But I would put this up against the new Stag.
Yes.
I think it's not as strong, and it definitely doesn't have as developed flavor characteristics.
Yeah.
But it's close.
I would agree.
It's really
and I think what you can do is, if we do a blind with Stag, the Old Granddad 114, and a few other high proof offerings, I think it will surprise people with their choices.
It's good.
We do 5. I think we do 4 or 5, and you just rank them like 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, whatever. And we get like 5, 6 people doing it. It'd be interesting to see the results. We will to make that a show.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So let's move on. What do you got?
Yeah.
What are you going to pull out next?
I'm going to grab another cup, but I'm going to jump right into one of my favorites, which is this is great because we're going to stick with the barrel proof. Let me finish this Old Granddad.
Oh, okay. You want to rinse out?
Yeah, if you don't mind, give me a little squirt.
I'll give you a little splash.
Thanks for the splash. Splash sounds better than squirt. Some Frey Ranch. All right. I mean, you guys see the bottle here.
Yeah.
But I cannot say enough about a Nevada local up at Fallon, Nevada. They have a farm. They grow everything on site. It is then from grain to glass, basically, is all done up there in Fallon, Nevada. So northern Nevada, it's outside of Reno, correct?
It's Fallon, so it's about 40 minutes west of Reno. Yep, in the breadbasket, the Fertile Crescent of northern Nevada, if you will.
Okay.
the home of the green wave.
Is it pretty green up there? Isn't the transition from like desert to
It
green?
is. It's really interesting when you're driving north and you get into Fallon. It is a green wave, especially during alfalfa growing season. It's very green.
Very cool. So this is from our amazing friends over at Corey's, right down the street. So shout out to Issa and team and
What up,
all of our friends over at
Corey's?
Corey's. And this is one of their most recent barrel picks. And you ready for what this is coming in at?
Hazmat.
Do you want to guess? It's not hazmat.
68. It's 68%.
You're right there. It is 67.85%, 137.7 proof.
But this is a mismark. This was a typo.
Yeah.
Because it's incorrect. That proofing was not correctly printed.
Oh, you're right.
Remember?
It is incorrect.
It's an incorrect printing. It's actually closer to 70%.
I do remember that now. I totally
It's not at 70. It's closer to 69%. But the difference between 68 and 69 is going to be really minimal. And this is a hot boy. She is a hot one, in a good way. This was interesting when Colby. I got a great story I got to tell about this, and Issa tells it the best. But so when Colby Frey was getting this going, and they did their first barrel pick with this, Issa ended up giving a barrel aged Pappy Van Winkle honey. So it was a honey that had been
interesting.
Barrel aged in a Pappy Van Winkle barrel.
Okay.
To Colby Frey, and was like, "Hey."
And who's Colby Frey? Because maybe some
Colby
people
Frey,
don't know.
he
Owner,
is
proprietor,
patriarch of Frey Ranch.
There you go. Okay.
And he had just said, "Hey, from us to you, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well to go." And it really stuck with Colby. He was really touched by this. He thought it was really interesting, had an interesting flavor, and it really stuck with him. So when they actually went to do this barrel pick, Colby didn't even let Issa pick it. Colby picked this barrel for Corey's and said, "This is your barrel because it reminds me of the flavor profiles that came with that
the honey barrel,
Pappy Van Winkle aged honey."
Oh man! Well,
and
cheers. Let's get into this. Nose is
and so it has a bunch of like funk. It's got a bunch of like farm funk in it, but in the best way.
So on the nose, it's almost like a dusty caramel flan, caramel apple.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that green apple. And yeah, caramel flan is a good way to put it because it's got that like bake. It's like that baked caramel, like cooked caramel.
But then a ton of spice. That mid palate is like spice bomb in such a good way.
But it doesn't drink, it doesn't drink like a hazmat. That's the best part, right?
Not. It tingles though.
That old granddad felt hotter. It felt like it had a much bigger flavor, alcohol profile.
It's a heavy
than
hitter.
This does.
But it's a heavy hitter.
Oh, it's big. It's full bodied. Very good. Great pick. I'm sad to see this one's almost gone because
I know
we killed my pick.
Destroyed this bottle.
Last time you were at my house, we killed mine. And I think we're going to kill yours tonight.
That's another thing I love about these bottles. So anybody out there that has seen Frey Ranch bottles, they are built like a tank. Mm-hmm. This is the Fort Knox of bourbon or whiskey because it has this amazing like barrel-shaped bottle that is so heavy duty. And on top of all of that, you have the most amazing metal stopper. So this stopper has the Frey Ranch logo on it.
You got to keep those
and
stoppers.
It is beefy. It is a thick boy.
It's a paperweight.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, those bottles are super, super cool. We love the Frey Ranch bottles.
I want to do something with them. I don't want to throw them away. Like I feel bad.
You gotta.
That? Does anyone get that feeling? You throw a bottle away, like you're like, oof, I don't want to throw this away. Because it's just
popcorn.
Popcorn? What does that mean? Like popcorn kernels?
Yeah, what popcorn kernels?
I mean, I guess in the one out of every 10 years, I have a bag of popcorn. It's not a popcorn house here.
Oh, okay.
Is popcorn even like really a thing outside of the movie theaters still?
In my house, it is.
Interesting. No, it's good to know.
Weirdly, we eat Jiffy Pop.
Is this in the foil thing you shake around on the flame?
No, microwave.
Oh, same, okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Though? It comes with the and it like the foil pops.
That. Yeah.
No, this is a good pick. I'm glad you picked
All right,
that.
so that's I'm going to say that's my number one. I'm not going in any order, but I'm kind of leaning that's my number one.
I think it's an excellent start. I don't think so. Looking at the other stuff that you've picked out, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, you're up now. You're up with your number dose. Unless we want to keep talking about this, we got to sip it down a little bit.
I already took mine down, and I'm going to splash out my cup here with a little water. And I'm going to get ready for the surprising pick that I have.
Oh, it burns in a good way.
I pulled out a benchmark.
I am baffled. I'm baffled you pulled out any benchmark
I'm not.
product.
I'm not. The benchmark top floor.
Hold on a second. Mrs. Haskins says, "Who are you calling out?" She's like, "I'm calling you out on those lies."
Who,
We haven't. He
lies?
said, "She's like, we haven't had popcorn in years." Yes. No, I
Lies.
think as like as a thing, I don't think that popcorn's really a snack anymore for people. Like, I know people buy it already pre-made, but are people really popping their own popcorn nowadays?
I do, and so it might be a lie in our house, but I take it to work, and then I make everybody.
Oh, you're
jealous.
that guy. You burn.
Oh yeah,
You
I
burn the
I don't burn
popcorn
it.
in the office
No.
microwave.
I start it in the office microwave, and then people come in and they're like,
Ooh,
somebody made popcorn?
what movie are we going to?
Oh my God, it smells so good in here. And I'm like, yeah, I made popcorn. You want some? Benchmark.
Okay.
So benchmark top floor. It was a surprise. It was a surprise. And of course, it's the one that like we broke. We broke the pot. What did Punky write?
He's like, now he needs popcorn.
Yeah, doesn't some popcorn sound good? Personally, I'm a kettle corn fan myself.
Ooh,
Right? A little kettle corn, a little
Kettle
sweetness,
corn.
and it's a little sweet and salty.
some Orville Redenbacher.
A little Pop Secret on myself.
Oh, okay.
Remember when Pop Secret, you could when we were
Why do
younger,
they call it Pop Secret? That's
because-
such a
because-
weird name.
because Pop Secret used to,
Yeah.
when you had the microwave popcorn, Pop Secret came with you'd get a question, but you wouldn't know the answer to your question
Until you popped it.
until you popped it because the bag would expand and reveal the answer.
Isn't that like the popsicle sticks with the joke on it?
Well, those were always fun too. Yeah.
There you go.
And then
The more
Pop
you know.
Secret, Pop Secret also for a stint. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
when we were younger, you could pop Secret popcorn, and they had food coloring in it, and you were like, "Oh, is it going to be blue? Is it going to be green? Is it going to be purple?"
It
Do
was
you
like
remember?
a thing.
And it was like,
now.
"Oh, what color is the Pop Secret going to be tonight?"
Didn't they do that with ketchup? They like colored ketchup
Oh,
for a while there,
bad
and it kind of
choice.
like
Yeah.
it was purple and green and stuff like that.
Wretched.
Anyway,
Wretched.
what do we got here? So I'm surprised you picked this. I
Benchmark top
cannot
floor. I'm
believe
not.
you picked this.
No, wait until you have it
please
again.
go ahead.
Wait until you have it again. So if you go back and watch the benchmark, don't watch the whole shows because those were not great. But the blind show I thought was good, where we had blinded each other. We did all 5, and we ended up picking top floor as our number 1 of the 5. It was definitely the best one, and we picked it as the best one during that
Here's the
show
problem.
and in the blind.
Here's what I'm gonna say. The problem is
We can't do
we
it
should have
next to the
started
Frey.
with this.
Yeah, because it doesn't hold up to the Frey Ranch. I'm
It
sure.
is. It's like standing next to the Empire State Building versus like a trailer. I don't know. Like, it's so weird. I don't know. That's a weird analogy, but it's like,
I know what you mean.
come on.
It was this
like-
definitely should have been the first sipper, because up
Yeah,
against
we should have had this
114 and
first.
up against the single barrel, this tastes like iced tea.
That's the thing. It's very muted at this point, which I think our palate's kind of all over the place because
Yeah.
of these hot boys we've been having.
But you know what?
But
This
I
is
don't
a
know.
solid pick. So the benchmark top floor, remember, this is benchmark that has been aged in the top floors of the rick houses.
Yeah.
So it's running a little hotter.
Yes.
It's a lot more developed. And it's been blended all with the top floor rick house barrels.
And here's the thing: for a $20 bottle, it's an incredible value. Like, for
It
$20,
really is.
it's a bottom shelf. A lot of people just
It's-
walk by it because it's a screw top, and they're like, "Yeah, the foil and the screw top, and meh."
But it's not, again, $20 or 20,
20
maybe 24.
Yeah, maybe 25 up to
$24.
24 to 25, whatever.
But it's delightful.
Yeah.
It's got a great sweetness. It does have a good complexity, not compared obviously to a 69%. We go from
Punky pops his own popcorn, by the way.
real popcorn too. But he has the pan.
He
that
probably
you,
has like Amish popcorn. There's probably some
he
guy in
probably
a
cranks it.
farmer's market that like
Probably
shucks
got
it.
it's got the gears up top, you know what I mean? And he's got to crank it. He's like, "Oh, I added the popcorn butter. Here we go."
Yeah.
I could see it. That's
We
my best.
need to
Punky
have a
voice.
chat offline with more Amish offerings because I'm so intrigued by what I saw the commercial for Amish fireplaces on television.
I have one. You want me to bring it? We can set it up back here.
No,
And we can have
during
it
the winter.
going.
We'll
We can have it
going.
going in the
All right.
background.
This winter. That's
Done.
another show idea.
Done.
Look at that. Just throwing these ideas out there. This
Yeah,
is
very
enjoyable.
drinkable.
Yeah.
It is good. It's not wretched. It's
Here's the
good.
thing,
It's good.
I don't have much to say about it. I think that it has, for the price point, it has a great sweetness, like like a
It's I'm getting a lot of meaty flavor out of it. Sometimes you get meaty flavor in whiskey. There's a good meaty back end to
there
this,
is a meatiness to it.
right? A kind of a beefy meatiness.
It's almost like an umami if you really want to kind of
Yeah,
go
that's
there.
a great way. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
It kind of
An
has like that
umami.
unctuous kind of, you get it in your jowls.
Oh yeah, it's all back here in the flavor profiles in your mouth. It's all in the back.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a really nice thing. It's not total soy sauce, but it's a nice flavor profile.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like, I'm going to say this, some weird buttery. It's a little buttery.
Buttered toffee, even.
Buttered toffee.
There's
like
even
that.
a saltiness that's probably going back to
Yeah.
umami.
And very thoroughly enjoyable. Like if this is all we had tonight, I'd be fine with drinking that all night long.
See, and you were going to say, oh.
Well, I'm still kind of meh. Like I think that it's a distant bottom place compared to the rest of these.
No, I agree. But you know what? Of things we've had this year, it has a place.
That's fair.
It has a place
fair.
in some of the top things we've had so far this year.
Yeah,
it really does.
All right, well, we're gonna move on.
Show us.
All right. So
you want to splash out? Did I splash
sure.
out?
If you give me a little splash, appreciate that.
Give you a little splash. We're drinking cherry Waterloo, by the way.
Yeah,
cherry's an excellent flavor profile to go with your whiskey.
I go, you're tainting your flavor profile.
No, we're complimenting. We're complimenting our flavor profiles.
You guys are amateurs. Like, yeah,
we're hacks.
Professional amateurs. Hacks. Blue Note.
Oh, how did I know? I called that one.
You guys,
good pick.
I am going to be the. I wish they had a so like our wonderful friends at Montucky Cold Snacks. Recently did a mascot. They held a mascot competition on social media. And they just picked the most obnoxious guy who looks like Randy Savage right out of WrestleMania. Awesome. In the typical like blue blockers, like
pit vipers,
the pit vipers, and like the whole get up, and it was just so ridiculous. But like, I don't want to take it to that extreme, but I love Blue Note. Every whiskey share event person whiskey that I talk to about whiskey, I always bring up Blue Note. I don't know why. I just have this like fascination.
Are you pushing to be the new mascot for Blue Note?
No. Because
it should be you.
It's not gonna be me. I don't have like a shtick like that where I can. Like,
all right, everybody. Hashtag make
Jimmy Blue Note.
Just
call me Jimmy Blue Note.
This is you. You're Jimmy Blue Note, not Jimmy Blue Eyes. Jimmy Blue Note.
Jimmy Blue Note. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a heavier
Blue
pour.
Note. That's what you're going to do. Make Jimmy Blue Note.
So the cool thing about Blue Note, for those that know, so it's MGP. So I'll flat out just say that,
Midwestern
right?
grade product.
Midwestern grade products. These guys are not making their own juice, but that's fine.
They are sourcing. They're a sourcing non-producing distiller.
Exactly. And what they're doing is, so it's distilled in Kentucky, which MGP. Then it's bottled by the BR Distilling Company in Memphis, Tennessee, made in American white oak barrels for a minimum of 3 years.
But it's definitely
aged.
Not 3-year-old.
Sorry, not me.
I was just going to say it's definitely older than 3 years.
So this is actually their uncut. So this is basically a straight from the barrel offering. So they do a wonderful 90 proof product that is just regular run of the mill Blue Note. But then their single barrel. This is their single barrel version, and then they do is it a 10-year or a 9-year? I'm spacing out a little bit.
I think you're the Blue Note guy. You're Jimmy Blue Note.
9 or 10-year. Anyway, this is the money shot. And then they have, so the barrels can either be a single barrel or some of our amazing friends at like Seal Box, Whiskey Raiders, some very big groups did multiple barrel blends. So they have anywhere from 3 barrel blends to 5 barrel blends of their straight from the barrel.
That's good.
And it's ridiculous. I don't know.
3 barrel is good.
Let's just get into it.
What is this? Is this just one?
This is just 1 barrel offering.
A single barrel. I like the 3 barrel. The 3 barrel is incredible. And are these the orphan barrel? Is this an orphan?
It's not an orphan barrel, but it has this nuttiness and like right off the bat, it's almost like some like wonderful
peanut brittle.
We are having an exclusive here from the Bourbon Cat. I think she's making her way over here. But we'll give her a minute. But anyways, what do you have to say about Blue Note? Like, you into it? Would you put it on like your top 10?
Always.
All right.
Always. You've made me a Blue Note believer. I'm a BN believer.
Probably get a little dew there. Thanks, Kat.
No, she's fine. She's fine. She's stretching out.
All right.
Blue Note, great. It's a great, and they call it juke joint whiskey, which I think is an excellent marketing tool because that just means it's here for a good time, right? You're here for a good time.
I missed the chat a little bit really quick, and then Ozzy says Jimmy Blue Nail. I like that. But yes, definitely good stuff. But here's the
Love it.
thing. So
And
Blue
nutty.
Note, as far as I know, the closest state to Nevada. So for our local friends, pretty much I think Texas is the closest state that has it distroed. And hit me up because I got a ton of bottles. We can get people to get bottles and
We can
they
move some
ship.
stuff around.
We move some stuff around. So let's get down to brass tacks. $60.
Killer.
It's a $60 bottle.
And some of them you can get Blue Note for $40.
And this is what upsets me so much about these independent NDP bottlers that just throw something out there on the market.
Careful
That's
now.
like,
You're talking about an independent.
I
NDP.
know, but my point is them that try to pass off pretty much the same thing at triple the price. It's so aggravating.
Yeah, no.
So
That's
bourbon
fair.
friends, stop buying that because we got to speak with our wallets.
Says
and give
you,
the feedback.
And we're literally going to record a show tonight about an NDP producer
That is
at $250 a bottle.
300.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Old Carter. Anyway,
We're going to talk about that later.
Sub 1K. Love you, buddy. Good
What's
to
up,
see
Bobby?
you. Sup, Bobby.
So yeah, Blue Note, big. This is a big deal bottle. But
So,
loving
yeah.
it. And every time we get the opportunity to buy Blue Note, every time I see the opportunity to buy Blue Note, I'm buying it. It's a go-getter. Hashtag go-getter.
Can we get the OGD over here, please?
Oh yeah,
It's out of frame. I want to put it in the frame so people know what we're
Get it in
drinking.
frame, baby. Yeah, no, Blue Note's a go-getter, 100%.
Blue Note is a go-getter, and it's just so pleasant to drink. Like,
Just good, just good. I'm never sad about this.
I get like I almost want to say that Rancio from the Armagnac, like that dusty.
Yeah, there's
like,
an age on
like
it.
Barn, like dusty barn. I know that sounds so weird, but it just has
Which is something
a lot going on.
I feel like that's been a consistent flavor profile in all the picks so far. A little dustiness, a little age.
It's got a little bite. It's got a little like, hey,
what's this coming in at?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
It's coming
figure
in at
that. I don't know.
59.1%.
Okay,
delightful.
All right.
Blue Note, delightful. Go get it.
All right. So what's your number 3?
Okay.
Is this so? Now we get to rank these, or this is just in general?
No, this is just in general. I don't think we have to rank them. These are our top picks so far of the year. I know I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. And I by no means was this made this year, but it was acquired this year, and so that's why it kind of makes it
reacquired.
Yeah,
because we polished off the first bottle.
So we're talking about. I did Kentucky.
We did,
and then I did Kentucky.
Yes.
Now I'm going to go not Kentucky.
Oh,
I'm going to go Oregon.
Wow.
I'm going to go Oregon with Bull Run, barrel strength, 13-year MGP, 61.8% alcohol.
Not to be confused with Blue Run.
Not Blue Run. This is Bull Run.
Yeah.
And this was a particularly excellent pick by our friends over at the Whiskey Slickers. This is the Tripping Bulls bottle, which is my favorite pick. This one was so good.
So that is cask finished. So could you read off what is finished in the front there? It should say.
So this was cask finished. Oh, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say on the front?
This was personally selected by the Whiskey Slickers.
Yeah.
It's made in Portland, Oregon.
Maybe that is not a finished one.
Even this one doesn't even say which bottle of what it is.
No.
Because this is like really off the market.
Because I'm pretty sure then that is not a finished bottle, and that's a 13-year MGP.
It's just 13-year MGP. But it's so good.
$65, friends. Shout out to Whiskey Slickers for that.
Got to talk to you
price.
about what Bull Run's putting out in Portland, Oregon is one of the best. Bourbon whiskeys you can get.
Go on.
This particular one, the Tripping Bulls. I mean, there's such good caramel, vanilla, heat. There's good vanillin that comes in out of the barrel. There's a nice spice. I mean, there's big spice that comes up out of these barrels. Just killer. And 13-year MGP, you can't get that anymore.
No. I mean, the only ones that I knew that was really pushing that out for a while there was Smoke Wagon.
Yep.
And they don't have any more barrels for that. The 13. I mean, he might have
13-year
honey
MGP.
like sitting on his own barrel, but
So Bull Run
Not
is
distributed.
a hidden gem. If you can buy any of the 13 or the 15 year, buy it, because you're buying straight MGP juice that is just killer.
huh?
Oh, it's like candy.
It is. I almost getting like,
It's like
pixie sticks.
Candy, which is what I love about this pick.
Yeah.
It is so sweet.
What's it coming in at?
All
What's
that vanilla.
Did we talk about? Maybe I missed it when you said it.
Oh, 61.8%.
Yo,
Yeah.
Jamba.
Yeah, this is a big
Bourbon
boy.
Cat.
This pick is a big boy, and it is so good. It's like candy. It's like candy.
All right,
Yeah.
friends, look
Marsh-
at this.
marshmallows.
Dong-dong-dong.
Oh, hey,
The
Bourbon
infamous
Cat.
Bourbon Cat.
Hashtag Bourbon Cat.
Hashtag Bourbon Cat.
tonight. This would be my number one.
Friends, Jamba's not doing great, TBH, but
No, she's fine. Look at her.
she's
happy
20
camper.
years young.
Happy camper.
I don't know. She's feeling a little light, like she's losing weight. I'm gonna have to take her to the vet.
Nah, she's fine. Bring the vet to her.
Well, we do that. So and it's not like some weird bougie thing, but it's actually pretty affordable to get the vet to the house. It's not.
It's a bougie thing.
No, the last time, because here's the thing: your animal remains calm. I know a lot of the viewers here can relate. They know how it is. Sometimes they take their animal to the vet and it goes bonkers. That's not what you want to do. Like, you want the animal to be looked at in a calm environment, right?
Yeah.
So they come here. It's like the doc, the nurse, whatever, do their thing. They bring their kit. It's pretty cool. Anyways, 20 years young. She doesn't have her eyesight, but she still amazingly comes down and hears our voices when we're on the show, and
She
always
does.
loves
She
to
does
come
like to
down
come
on
down to the show.
It's
Even in the
great.
fun house. Jamba wanted to be
Even
on the
back
show.
from the original shows in the fun house.
Yeah.
Look at that. Say hi to everybody. She's
I'm
chilling.
also-
she loves hanging out.
I'm
She
also
loves
getting
hanging
some
out.
nice candied orange peel in this.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Think about all the
Oh,
vanilla. It's like vanilla cream
Mhm.
and then candied orange peel.
Candied. Wow.
Like
yeah.
Sugared orange peel.
And I know everyone's like, oh, well, he said it, so of course he's going to say he tasted it, too.
suggested.
It was subliminally, subconsciously suggested.
I'm projecting.
That's
on
why
you.
when we do our reviews, we don't talk to each other. See?
All right, get your ascot out there, bud.
Anyway, I'm digging it. I
This is a
think
good
you
pick.
you got a banger. It's a winner.
Thanks.
Bull Run.
Thanks.
Here's the problem. If you guys can find Bull Run out there, get it. If it's the cask finished, if it's not the cask finished,
Absolutely.
if you see it again, my recommendation is, you haven't had it before,
Get it.
please try it.
Just get it.
60-ish bucks. Like, the way the market is right now, a 13-year MGP would run like $300-400.
So far,
It's
everything we've talked
ridiculous,
about, by
you
the
know?
way.
Yeah.
By the way, the Barrel Buddies.
Sub 100.
Right? Everything we've talked about has been, I think, under $70.
Not with my
20
next
Yeah.
one.
No, I said everything we talked about
and
so
people
far.
can see it.
So $24, $60,
Yeah.
$60.
75 now.
Okay, 75 now.
Well, I mean, they got to justify the price of that.
$30.
30, and now we're going to get.
And now
to
we're going to go real
money.
big.
Now we're going to go big.
But I don't disagree with this. I think this is a great choice. This year's release of the EC18.
Here's the thing. I have such an adoration for Elijah Craig.
Yes.
Elijah Craig, it was probably one of the first big bourbons that I got into. If I'm not mistaken, and he's watching, Ryan Burrows, I think we've sat at a bar and had some Elijah Craig. He's like, James, try this Elijah Craig. It's whiskey and it's amazing.
Ryan Burrows.
Ryan Burrows.
Safari.
Anyway, shout out to
Planet.
Ryan if you're watching the show. I'm sure he's laughing watching the show right
I
now.
hope so.
Anyways, we've had whiskey, and I'm pretty sure we had it at the Bellagio lobby bar at the
Of course you did.
when it was called the Petrosian Lounge.
Oh my God! Of course you did. And by the way, we won't drink this out of plastic cups. I refuse.
thank you. No, that's why you got the neat glasses out. So I totally
I
respect and appreciate that.
refuse.
So, hi, Bourbon Cat. Bourbon Cat's. I don't know if she wants to hang out. Do you want to get out of here? What do you want to do?
So what? $2.50 a bottle?
So here's the thing.
Don't justify it. Just acknowledge.
No, so it's been more readily available the past year. Believe it or not, out of all the bourbon, I've seen probably the most Elijah Craig out there, the 18. than any other allocated bottle. And I don't know if people just don't know what it is. They're turned off by the Elijah Craig name. It's an oak bomb. I know people are like, oh, it's an oaky bomb.
It's not. It's not. I
It's
hate when
nice.
people describe EC18
all
as
the
an oak
time.
bomb.
Like I went to a share recently. I was like, oh, I got some EC18. Oh, it's an oak bomb. Like,
are you
chill,
kidding?
bro?
Are you kidding?
Taste it first.
Are you kidding? There's so many things that we have had that is an oak bomb. What do we have a couple weeks ago? That all I said was, I was like, oh, it's just oak.
It's just dry, nasty oak.
Oak.
Like sour, bitter oak.
And it was like chewing on bark.
Yeah. Like this is a pleasant, it packs a punch.
It's
because this is an 18-year-old bourbon. This is Elijah Craig 18-year-old.
Right.
Guys, there's not many distilleries on the planet that can produce an 18-year aged
willing to sit on it
and continue to put it out year after year. Like Elijah Craig has the system down. This isn't some random one-off randos that found some 18-year and some stupid story behind it and try to sell it for $300.
Oh, this is
an MSRP of 130, 150.
Stop.
Yes, it's right around there.
Really?
Typically, the bottle shops that want to put their little markup on it, you're probably looking at like 200. Look at this tail wagon. She's so into this right now.
Okay.
So you're looking at probably like $200, like on the secondary, like maybe $250, depending on the year. But listen, even at $200, we'll say $150. I'm all about it. This is one bottle I always like to have on the shelf. I keep it for special occasions. Shout out to our Stanley Cup national champions last night.
Hooty hoo!
The one and only Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey.
And not only that, but hold on. Can we talk about not only did they win, but they had a hat trick in the Stanley Cup. OMG.
Oh, loved it.
Can we talk about like Wayne Gretzky level playing here?
It was amazing.
Oh, Vegas hockey will never make it in the desert.
I just want to point out, can I call you on this?
In the desert, please do.
When we were making pre-playoff bets, this guy was like, Vegas is never going to make it.
Oh, yeah.
All my money's on the Kraken.
So here's a quick story, and we'll get back on topic here. Probably like 8 months ago, 6 months ago when the season first started, I was with some friends of mine at the South Point, and they were at the book, and they're like, oh, we're going to put a futures bet on VGK. They put $100 for them to win the Stanley Cup at the time, and I think they were plus 1,800. And I usually tail every bet my friends make with maybe like a 20 or something.
That was a good.
And for some reason, I didn't that day. I don't know what I was thinking. He just cashed that ticket for $18K.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my God.
Absolutely.
Mother of God. But go Knights go.
But we would have never known that.
So we would have never known that. But anyway, congratulations to them. That's a really big achievement, especially for the city of Las Vegas. We're just getting really big into professional sports.
Yeah, we got the A's. The A's just got voted. For those of you that aren't keeping up
with
that. So Oakland A's. So I do want to just acknowledge. So the city of Las Vegas did just vote, I think it was 13-8, to approve the public funding to build a.
All right, let's be careful.
It was not a partisan thing.
Topic.
It wasn't a partisan thing, but those of us that you never know where you lie on this line because taxpayer money.
Right.
But they did vote to build a national baseball stadium here in Las Vegas. They're going to tear down the iconic Tropicana.
Unfortunately,
we're going to lose an icon.
Here's the thing. I know a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's an icon," but when was the last time you were at the Tropicana?
Oh, it's gross.
It's disgusting, guys.
It is a heat.
It's not been maintained. Mm-hmm. It is probably the original rooms from like 20 years
ago.
No,
they've redone the rooms.
Not original from 20. I mean, the place has been there for 60, 70 years, but
ages.
Their room product is terrible. Their property is poorly. Yeah, it's like a maze walking around. They do have a decent pool. Yeah. We'll see where that goes.
I hope they
sorry to derail.
I hope they call it Tropicana Stadium.
We'll see. Anyway, EC18. So it's such a solid cheers.
If there's one producer that I could get to sponsor the show, it would be Elijah Craig.
I would love that. I mean, we need to figure that out.
I would. I'm gonna suck there. You know what?
We need to just.
I would.
We need to start reaching out because
Nick, I'm sorry because I know that they are not in your portfolio.
We know a few of the reps. Here's the thing.
I would do a lot of things.
So Elijah Craig. Well, it's not just Elijah Craig. Buffalo Trace does the same thing. They send out to like their media and to some of their reviewers, like sample bottles. Hello guys, knock 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 here. Like, hit us up, please.
How many
Oh,
Elijah
fuck,
Craig
saying
shows
these
do you think we've
nobodies.
done? I think we've done more
We've done
Elijah
a
Craig
lot.
shows than
We've
we've
done
done
so
anything
many.
else.
I would say, I would agree.
And we're about ready to do another one because they're about ready to release their B series. And we're going to jump all over that.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have a whole show dedicated to the new barrel proof
The
and
new
what
A
they're
series, we're going to
and
put
what
the
they're
new A
doing
series
with
and the
it.
B series. And
Because the no age statement barrel proof now has become such a hot topic.
I agree.
But
And we should talk about it.
But there's kind of two sides to that, which we need to talk about on a future show. Look at that. This whole
agree.
show, we come up with 3 amazing show ideas.
I hope somebody was writing them down. Can somebody put them in the chat?
We're going to recap the blind tasting of including Stag.
Stag versus
with
Old Granddad 114.
Old Granddad 114.
It's a good pick.
And then our second idea, what was the second idea? That's what I was kind of like hoping you were going to
write
cue
that down.
We just said it. I was like, oh, that's another great show idea. I don't know. Someone in the chat, please refresh us, or I'll just go back after when we watch it. Anyway,
We'll edit this in post.
I think that wraps up our National Bourbon Day celebration. I'm so excited
good.
that like National Bourbon Day, we're having these bangers, these amazing,
So good,
fantastic, magical, majestic bottles. All of our friends out there, you guys know now what we're kind of drinking in our day to day.
So good. So good. So good. Sweet bourbon time.
Wow.
Ba, ba, ba.
Let us know if you guys can get a hold of any of these bottles. I would say we're going to put the Barrel Buddies seal of approval on all of these
On all
bottles here
6.
today.
Yep. This is like literally one a month so far for the year that we would say, go get these. These are all bangers. These are all great.
Yeah.
A couple of them are bottom shelf bangers. You're going to find this one on the bottom shelf. You're going to find this one on the bottom shelf. Those are bottom shelf bangers.
Yeah. So there you go. You get a good little shot. You get a good little shot. There's everything right there. You guys can see them all. There's our bottles. That's our pick for the first half of 2023. And I'd like to keep this going, right? We'll do
that's good.
We'll do an end of 2023 recap.
Can I get some honorable mention out there? I got to put one.
Yeah,
honorable
please.
mention.
I would like an honorable mention.
I got one.
Because I got one too.
You have one?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw one out there. This goes out to Take, and I know Reddit is down right now for
Whiskey Raiders
for everything, but I am going to put this out to Take and the Whiskey Raiders.
Yeah.
The 3-chord.
Oh,
my
cherry bounce.
My honorable mention goes to 3-chord finished in cherry bounce barrels. Oh,
that's such a great. Are you ready for mine?
Oh, it's so good.
That was on my short list.
It's good. And I almost picked it, and I was like, no.
Mine's another Take pick because
the dancing goat.
That guy's on point because that dancing
so
goat.
Close to picking that one too. It was good. It's so good. But
guys, if you're not, Takes Group T, and it's T8KE, the number 8.
Go check that out.
Whiskey Raiders. Shout out to those guys. They're just awesome.
Yeah, go check that out.
Check out. And I still believe that those guys are still unbiased. Like, they're huge, but I still feel like they're unbiased.
I
right?
agree.
Like our other friend with the ascot, I don't believe after that Cutwater bullshit.
Sorry. Did you just call him a friend?
No. Well, colleague, peer.
I wouldn't call him a peer or colleague.
Stop. We're not getting on that tangent.
No.
Let me finish. Take Whiskey Raiders. He's like, what the fuck? Take it, Whiskey Raiders.
You're trash, Nick.
No, I'm just saying, Whiskey Raiders, hit up there. They got a website. They got a group. My point is, get on their mailing list, because what Take does is he sends out, they do tons of releases throughout the year. You guys can get on their mailing list, and they start sending you guys emails, and he works with national distributors. So you can jump in on the picks. Yeah, you have to sign up for them. They do like kind of a Survey Monkey where you're like, oh yeah, I would like to buy this. Click here. Then he does a little raffle, and like he sends out a wave to where you have an opportunity to purchase the bottle. So Whiskey Raiders.
So good.
I think it's whiskyraiders.com. Check them out. Sign up for their newsletter for the Whiskey Takes pick.
Yeah, we like Whiskey Raiders. Whiskey Raiders, we'd love to do something with you.
Yeah, Take, like he's been like listening, or somebody
he
from
actually,
the Whiskey Raiders was on.
It's Take. So Take actually has jumped on our show.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Right. Yeah.
If any of you are
somebody jumped in, or maybe it was bullshit. I don't know.
No, it was.
But if he's watching,
Take. It was 100% Take.
Hit us up.
Yeah. So He's a good dude, and again, unbiased whiskey reviews.
That's what I love. Like, I would just like to chat with the guy, and I
Yeah.
would like his feedback. Like, I think this is a great show because this kind of represents us for the first quarter, well, the first half of 2023.
Yeah.
Like these 6 bottles here, just looking at it on the camera, I think it's like a fantastic representation of like what we feel is a wonderful representation of like 2023, the state of bourbon
So
and
far.
whiskey.
And you know what? This year is bouncing back. Things are bouncing back. I have a lot of hope for
Dude,
bourbon in
here's the thing.
2023.
I think we've peaked. We've hit peak bourbon. We're now on the decline, which is great. We're going to start, all these distilleries have ramped up tons, but you got to remember, it's a waiting game.
It's time to start chilling out.
But bourbon is on the downswing, and please, tequila and gin, you have fun with that. You guys have fun with that hobby.
Go have fun with the tequila hype.
I'm going to stick with getting more and more allocated bourbon this coming year.
But we should talk about, there's a couple of tequilas we are going to talk about.
We will. I mean, again, we're not hating. Like, we have Ken, our great friend Ken.
He's the bourbon expert.
He's our 4th bourbon buddy, barrel buddy, who we're going to bring on board. And he even said he'd do a tequila show. So we're going to get him on board.
I got to talk to him about one I found this week. So we're going to jump into that.
Well,
that's it.
So
happy National Bourbon Day.
Yeah, happy National Bourbon Day. And I think that's going to wrap us up. So for the Barrel Buddies, I'm James and Jamba the Bourbon Cat.
How dare I almost step on Jamba the Bourbon Cat. Excusez-moi.
She's official. Look at this. She loves giving it on here.
We got to get her a shirt.
She's been really down and out past couple days, so it's good that she's hanging out with us.
I'm about it.
We're about it too.
And
tail wagging. You guys can see this tail. Sorry. Go for it.
BJ. We'll see you next week.